Bum 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 bum. Money, money, money must be funny in a Sammy's world. I had a little money. I give you something else because it is what it is. In our business, money is a tool to control. Hello, hello, hello. What's occurring? Dooby 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 doo dooby dooby doo. I loved England. You don't. It's all rubbish. They say you play. Daniel insists he wasn't anywhere near Walmart that night. Until they can prove the man in the video isn't him, Daniel's innocence remains in doubt. While detectives continue to spool through hours of CCTV footage, fellow officers tried tracking the phone. She had it with her when she was grabbed. Whenever it searches for reception, there's a record of it. Sure enough, 2 hours after the abduction, Megan's phone pinged the cell tower 10 miles from the rural Korea. It's a daunting task. But there's no sign. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back at headquarters, police have been watching hours of Walmart footage from the night of the crime in case they missed anything. And now, one alert officer thinks he spotted something 10 minutes before the attack. It's the moment when Megan heads back towards the store to buy her groceries. Just seconds later, another figure can be seen in the frame. It's Megan's attack. Megan has just walked past them without revealing the recognition, which means whoever he is, it's not Daniel, her boyfriend. As detectives let Daniel go, they realize it's more critical than ever that they get a better view of the suspect from the Walmart footage. Investigators uncover a new sequence 45 minutes before the attack, as Megan's abductor walks into the store. But it's still hide and seek. Detectives can't get a straight-on view of his face. A lens outside the restaurant captures the predator entering and then, minutes later, exiting. But the cameras are too far away to get a clear view. But there's one angle that might give them a sharp lead. At first, the camera next to the store's entrance just shows an empty frame. But then, Finally, police have the face of makers of darkness. A full profile, color image that could prove crucial in identifying him. Detectives continue to follow them.
New horrible thing that's come out of nowhere. It's been existing for a very long time because we have social norms that relate to sexism and misogyny. We have had them for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So,
And just on that point about social norms, because I mean, I've just read it out. One of the key findings is to talk about what's defined as a good relationship. But what is a good relationship, and who gets to set the parameters for what is perceived to be a good relationship?
I think in terms of what you say, who gets to set the parameters is a really good point. Fundamentally, what message we try and deliver in our sessions is whatever relationship you decide that you want to have in terms of if that's a relationship that's happening now when you're a young person or if it doesn't happen until marriage, that has to be equally positive and enjoyable for both people. And fundamentally, if that's what we're aiming for, then consent is going to be there. We're going to be aiming to make sure we're comfortable, the other person's comfortable, and then we're going to reduce the likelihood of harm as well. And so that's generally what we want to try and deliver. Obviously, that's also then very sensitive to different religious values, different cultural values that people might have as well, who might say, well, actually, I don't think people should be having sexual romantic relationships until later down the line. And who am I to say that that's wrong? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
as long as we keep it towards positivity and avoiding harm, that's then I think we're in the right place.
Okay, and just by something down in all this, I mean, I'm old enough to be around politics long enough to know that, governments often have got big statements and very worthy, it should be said, objectives, but at the end of the day, that requires commitment and money to make these things happen. And that seems to be the concern today, that in the end, is there enough funding to make lots of this stuff actually happen?
Do you know what? I actually think that they've kind of said £20 million, and I think that's a decent amount. For education, they've said £3 million to teacher training and £5 million towards the pilot project. These interventions don't have to cost loads of money. So short consent, our student sessions generally cost between £2 to £5 per student. Really little. It doesn't have to cost loads. I think it's a challenge. I think the key thing for the government is not spending it wastefully, which sometimes they fall into that trap, and also for organisations that end up working with government or local authorities to really make sure that they're providing things at a low cost and affordable way, because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. We have to be realistic. We know the government's budgets are so limited, and the local authorities' budgets are limited, so it has to be low cost, which Talk Consent is currently trying our best to do as well.
Okay, Dan, it's a fascinating discussion, and we really appreciate your time this afternoon. Dan Allchurch there from Talk Consent. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Now, the number of patients in hospital beds is its highest ever level in England at this time of the year. And stats released this morning show that to be the case in the country, resident doctors, of course, are on their second day of strike action. The number of flu cases in hospital rose to 3,140 at the end of last week. That's up 18% over the figures were a week before. And some more flu figures have just come in the last couple of minutes. I've just jumped in outside on it live for us in the newsroom, and you've got these for us, and I think there might be a thing some possibly good news, or better news, I should say.
It's certainly better news, Darren. Yes, that's right. We are looking at the UK Health Security Agency's data on flu hospitalisation, prevalence, testing, and the spread of the virus. Now, we know we've had an early flu season. The figures you were just running through there showing the impact it's had on patients in England. We've had the largest amount of hospitalisation at this time of year. In other words, this early on in the flu season. So there were some questions being asked about the government's interpretation of these figures, saying this is the worst ever flu season or one of the worst ever. It's certainly very, very bad. And it's very bad because it's come very early. Preparations were made well in advance. We knew what was happening in the southern hemisphere, and we thought that the same would happen here in our winter. Now, that flu season that's come early, it seems at least to be stabilising, which would suggest that we might have passed the peak. That isn't through any official agencies, NHS England, the Department of Health and Social Care, or the UK. They haven't said anything about the peak passing, but if you look at the the data, it certainly shows that the number of serious cases appears to be stabilizing following the rapid and early rises in recent weeks. The number of people testing positive for flu is down to 19.3% by Sunday, and that was from a peak of 21%. And in recent days, flu rates were lower than this time last year in this flu season. The flu hospitalization rate also appears to have stabilized. And we can show you some charts on screen now, which will illustrate that red line there. That's the one that shows the hospitalizations. That's stabilizing. You see it's flatlining there, the red line. And the one next to it, that's the weekly average flu tests. And that's actually coming down. You can see on that, just above the number 20, that line there, that's coming down. So that does appear to suggest that we have probably passed the peak. It doesn't mean to say that is absolutely over. It's still a lot of pressure for the NHS. People will still continue to test positive. It will still mean hospitalizations, and also, of course, the key thing, vulnerable people, the elderly, people with underlying health conditions, they are susceptible to it. Just doesn't fall off its surface. It doesn't mean that once we pass the peak, there will be no more flu circulating within our community. It's still there. And one of the good things that has come out of all of this, the early warnings, the data the government is pushing, has led to a higher uptake of the vaccine. And that's certainly good news. That means better protection for everyone.
Okay, she's just like I said, you should thank you very much. Thank you. Now, with Donald Trump's approval ratings done, the Fed being used to make a record was the order of the day when the US president delivered a televised address to America last night. Now, there was lots of speculation that it could have been a significant announcement on Venezuela, but instead, the speech was short on any detail and instead focused on looking back at his return to the White House. He also seems a little bit angry and definitely quite frustrated.
We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure, inflation is stopped, wages are up, prices are down, our nation is strong, America is respected, and our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got, but most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its words, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before.
Well, our US correspondent Mark Stone sent us his thoughts from Washington.
I think this was a fascinating speech, not for what he announced, because there really wasn't anything in there. It was interesting because of his tone. The speech was a sort of greatest hits, his framing of the past year, but the tone was angry. It was frustrated. The vibe was kind of like, why are my polling numbers not better? Why is the economy not doing better? Why are you, the voters, not feeling better off? That seemed to be the subtext. And remember, it is his low polling, rising unemployment, the cost of living and inflation challenges, which prompted this address in the first place. His team have been telling him to talk about the economy, to show that he's got or getting a handle on it. Had he come out and in a sort of off-script, natural way, with empathy, said, look, I get it. It's taking time for you to feel my economic success. If he'd said that with meaning, then I think this would have landed in a more sympathetic way. Instead, reading off a script, unusual, he came across as a kind of angry, frustrated president, and extremely defensive as well. For a man who can deliver a message and who can perform, it was uncharacteristically bad. And here's the worry for Team Trump. So often out and about with voters, I hear people say, look, I don't really like his style, don't like his language, his divisiveness, but he's a businessman. He knows how to run the country and he knows how to run the economy. If he loses those people, then he's in real trouble. And one last thought, there are obviously obviously observers who think he's kind of unhinged, losing his marbles. I do think that the slightly strange tone of this speech will be evidence for them of that.
Mark Stone there in Washington DC. Okay, you're watching Sky News today. Up next, we'll have more from Brussels. President Zelensky is there with that crunch meeting with EU leaders trying to get those Russian funds unfrozen. We're speaking to Michael Clark after this break. Stay tuned.
Life for children here is tough. They have to collect water from the river filled with animal waste. It's the only water that they have. Drinking makes them so sick and ruin my classroom floor.
Today, more than 1,000 children will die from dirty water, poor sanitation and hygiene. But together we can help communities change this. Your donation will help WaterAid work with communities to install life-saving taps, bringing clean water to children who urgently need it. We've already brought clean water to nearly 30 million people, but children still risk their lives every day. Change starts with water. Please text TAP to 85525 or call 0800 277 0999 to donate just £2 a month to WaterAid today.
No child should have to be dirty water. Cheers. I saw an accident. Tesco enjoy selected festive vegetables for just 15p with your Tesco Club card. That's what makes it Christmas. Tesco, every little helps.
Well, about lunch. Where do you mean?
I've been gathering flowers for you.
Join two friends for tea as they reminisce and live share on stage and screen. I think I must have done.
You did, but I don't know if it's a wedding thing yet. I reckon we ought to keep going.
Tea with Judy Dench, Monday at 9 on Sky Art.
Oi, oi, everyone. Andy Pandy, I'm very well. It's pissing down with rain. FTSE 100's up 9713, so it's alright. Looks like the pound might be bouncing back. Don't really bother me, it doesn't really matter to the world because a loaf of bread is taking the piss at £2. I remember, and so do you probably, when it was 10p or 5p in the shop. Yeah, life is moist.
Ukraine, our President Zelensky has been meeting with EU leaders in Brussels today. Talks on using frozen Russian assets to fund the war effort. Today we have the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk to stress the importance of their talks. Now we have
Gonna leave this running for another 40 minutes. Come on, people, hit that like button.
And it is our decision to make, and only ours. I think all of European leaders have to finally rise to this occasion. And this is all what I can say to you. Now,
let's bring in our defense and security analyst, Professor Michael Clark, who is with me. Michael, what's your assessment of what is, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 4 o'clock in Brussels, about where we are now in these talks?
they may resolve today, or they say go into tomorrow. It is obviously difficult because the consensus is that the EU has got to do this. because it's desperate, and so is Ukraine. And the idea is to use the frozen Russian reserves as a security against the big loan. Now, the Ukrainians need about 136 billion euros a year to carry on. That includes their own taxation and so on. But they need about 40 to 50 billion euros a year from somewhere else in order to meet their bills. They will do by about March on present basis. So they've got to have some money. People against it, I mean, the Party Labour, the Belgian Parliament, is worried because most of these deposits sit in Europe here in Belgium. And then Hungary and Slovakia are against it because they're pro-Putin and trying to do everything to help Putin. Italy is a swing state here. Giorgia Meloni, she doesn't like the idea, but the sense is that she might bring it ahead of it. So it's a big decision technically, but it's an even bigger decision politically because the Americans are against it, the Russians are going to go berserk. This is a question of whether the euro